David Warlick once said, "We need technology in every classroom and in every student and teacher's hand because it is the pen and paper of our time, and it is the lens through which we experience much of our world." Harman Singh, a 28-year-old techpreneur, lives by this mantra.
My name is Harman Singh. I'm the founder of Classic.com. This is a platform that seeks to make education free and accessible to the people in Kenya. On our platform, you can access all CBC books from grade 1 all the way to grade 9, as well as course outlines that explain to you what you'll be studying during the academic year. While you're studying any ebook on the platform, there's an AI teacher attached to the book that can explain any concept you fail to understand. The cool thing about this is the AI teacher is available 24/7 for absolutely free, and it speaks in a very friendly and familiar tone to the Kenyan learner. So I used to be a teacher in a private school, and in that school while I was teaching, a couple of my students were struggling to attain the grades we sought to. Having investigated what was happening, it was an issue of lack of access to resources in this very established private school. So we were able to create a platform for my class, and it boosted performance by a tremendous rate. Investigating what was happening in public schools in Kenya, we were very shocked to find the same problem on a grander scale. So that is why we wanted to make a platform available so anyone in Kenya, regardless of your background, you can access education.
There are also the challenge of, let's say, those students in rural areas who are not able to access electricity. How will it be beneficial to them?
Yes. So as we were saying, we were trying to make education accessible as possible to as many Kenyans. So aside from solving the issue of resources, we had to get the resources to them. So that's why we've also engineered and come up with low-cost smart classrooms, having converted shipping containers that can be placed anywhere, are powered by solar, and are even connected to Starlink Wi-Fi. That means that even in an area where you can't make a phone call or charge your phone, you can have some of the smartest people coming out of that area with our solution.
When you're talking about these smart classrooms, roughly how much do they cost?
So if we're exporting them to neighboring countries, we price them at about $9,000. But we're doing a partnership with the Ministry of Education so we can bring the cost down to something that's less than the ordinary brick and mortar classrooms, and that costs close to 1 million shillings. Ours will cost 900,000 shillings with all the amenities I've described, the smart TV, the cooling systems, at least facilitate 20 students, and you can have an enjoyable learning experience in one of the most affordable classrooms in the world.
You think that roughly it will cost about 1 million Kenya shillings. How many students can it, like, you only have for that one that cost 1 million shillings, or is there another one you have that costs more or less?
So we've understood that the solution is not a one fix for all. We also have a variety of products we're offering. That's why, based on the interest of certain areas, some people do not need solar because they have access to electricity. Some places do need that. Some places need to be able to fit 40 people into a classroom, and we have models for that. So based on the interests of the places where we're putting up these classrooms, we're able to facilitate them and incorporate designs that meet their interests.
Okay. So before we talk much about the smart classroom, let's talk about Classic.
Yes.
So how did you design Classic?
How did we design Classic?
Yeah.
So I used to run an IT company here in Kenya, and the IT company focuses on creating tech solutions for social issues in Kenya. And that's what we specialize in. So we brought together my teaching group. They were able to guide us on the content needed. We also did a survey with students and teachers across Kenya, ranging from Kisumu to Nairobi to Kajiado to Malindi, to understand what are the needs of learners and teachers. Then we set out to create solutions to these things. Because we had the ability to create digital solutions, it took us about a year to do so, and it was entirely funded by our own operations and initiative, which is something we're very excited that we were able to achieve within a year.
Yeah. How much did it cost roughly?
So the most expensive thing was designing the classrooms. There's some trial and error to be able to achieve the perfect design. The classrooms did cost us close to 1 million shillings as well. There's a very low margin we're placing on them. The software, again, just operational costs to be able to produce. But because we are running the IT company, the costs are not as significantly high as we would expect.
Okay. Probably someone would want to know what's the meaning of classic.
Classic. So we wanted to come up with a very easy, unique name. And it actually took us 3 months to come up with the name. We wanted to incorporate Kenya into the name, and that's why it starts with a K and ends with a K, because that's how we are. We're starting with the interests of Kenyans, and we'll end with the interests of Kenya. Because of my background, I speak Punjabi as well, and in Punjabi, to learn is Sikh, and that's why we incorporated it there. So we put together all these things and came up with the name Classic.
So we can go to the software. You show us how it works, and,
Sure.
And what are available once someone logs into that website.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take you through the student journey.
Okay.
Okay. Let's assume you're someone in grade 6, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to use the website.
Okay.
Can you see the screen?
Yes.
I'm going to show you how easy it is to use the website. Once you're on the home page,
Okay.
as a CBC learner, you know what to select because it's clearly labeled CBC. You can easily understand which grade to select. And then you can easily understand which subject to select. So for example, we're going to select agriculture.
Yeah.
Once you've selected agriculture, the page pops up and you've got 2 options. One is the course outline for the project, and one is the ebook. So the course outline summarizes an average of 150 pages into 2 brief pages,
Yeah.
giving the teacher's guidance and the student's guidance on simply the strand you will be studying, the topic, and the subtopics.
Yeah.
Because essentially that's all the students and teachers need to know to be able to conduct their classes. After knowing what you're supposed to be studying during the academic year, you can study yourself through the ebooks that are available on the platform.
Yeah.
You simply select your book and go to your respective topic. As you can see, we've got all the things in the KICD outlines for the books, and you can read on soil erosion control.
Yeah.
The very interesting thing about our project is if, for example, you're not able to grasp the concept of soil erosion control,
Yeah.
you simply right-click at the base of the page and our AI will pop up. It's a very friendly AI and it's Kenyan-based. It is.
What's the difference between this AI and the Google AI?
The big difference between our AI and other AIs is, first of all, ours is faster. It has emojis to make it friendly for the Kenyan learner, and the language is very friendly. So even it uses salutations and Kenyan terminology. So we've programmed it to essentially be a young Kenyan teacher.
Okay.
So that is the best way to learn. So we can ask questions such as, I don't understand soil erosion. You hit enter, and the AI will explain that subtopic to you. The cool thing is,
Yeah.
while you're reading the ebook on any subject, this teacher is walking with you. And this teacher is available 24/7. So even if you're burning the midnight oil and studying, that teacher is there with you to explain any concept as many times as you want.
So the AI explains each and every aspect. Like let's say I open a page about soil erosion, then I have something that I don't understand. I open that up, then still the AI will explain the whole thing to me.
Yes. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So you can ask question as many times as you want, and you don't have to be scared. Because oftentimes students will get scared of asking the same question 4 times.
Yeah.
You can ask our AI the question 1,000 times, no judgment.
Okay.
Absolutely free. 2 a.m. in the morning. Learning is possible around the clock and anywhere in Kenya with Classic.
Okay.
Yes. So that's the main feature under CBC.
Yeah.
But our objective is to make education free and accessible. education does not extend to just high school and primary, and we've also created business guides for entrepreneurs on several industries that are popular in Kenya. This is written by authors that have run businesses in these industries in Kenya. So, for example, if you want to start a pharmacy in Kenya, it was written by someone that's run a pharmacy in Kenya.
Yeah.
Can you imagine starting a pharmacy with a blank slate? The process and the journey can be difficult, but can you imagine being guided by someone that's already run that industry? And while you're reading this book, we also have a business coach AI that you can ask any question to and can advise you from questions on finance, marketing, expansion, competition, anything.
So in this website also caters for those people, the professionals also. It doesn't
Yes,
packet
for professionals as
yeah.
well.
Okay.
So we saw there's an issue in Kenya where people didn't have the necessary soft skills to gain employment, especially for international conglomerates. So that's why we were able to add courses on skills such as public speaking, dressing,
That one is interesting.
stress management,
Uh-huh.
life skills. But even beyond that, we saw there was an issue in Mount Kenya where there's a drinking issue. We've also created a course on how to help people in an area recover from that issue. And there's also an AI counselor. So even if you're having mental health issues or you're finding it difficult to solve that issue, this AI can guide you on all those things immediately.
So you've made sure that you've also captured the trending issues in the modern day problems, mental health,
Yes.
those activities that happen on a daily basis.
Yes.
Okay.
As I said, our company focuses on creating tech solutions for social issues. We looked at the biggest social issues in Kenya
Yeah.
and we created tech
So that means like this, like the primary target is the students, but also it goes beyond.
Yes.
Yeah.
So initially the primary target was students, and then we realized why stop there.
Yeah.
And we provided a solution for the youngest to the oldest Kenyan.
Well, that's nice, Then also on the homepage, I saw something like skills or something,
Yes, that's what I was speaking about. Is we have an entire portion for skills. So this is where you can learn the soft skills, financial management, women's health. Imagine being a mother for the first time. You have no idea what you're doing. But this way you do. And you have an AI that can explain everything. So you have any sensitive questions you're not comfortable asking,
Yeah.
an older person or a doctor, our AI is entirely confidential. It does not collect any data on anyone, your name. Very easy to use, and this could really solve a lot of problems in Kenya.
Do you have about fatherhood?
We can have that added. We focused on motherhood for now,
You focused on motherhood, okay?
but we can have that added. You can request to our team, so we've got a contact us section here,
Yeah.
and in the contact us section, you can also request books to our team, and we'll have them drafted for you.
Okay. So have you probably pitched the same idea to the Ministry of Education and seen if they can incorporate this software, or you haven't?
So we have been in touch with a lot of national stakeholders in the education industry. The Minister of Education, the CS of Education, is one of them. When we had presented to the CS, he was very excited about the project. And we were deliberating on how to roll this out. Aside from that, a lot of MPs are interested in purchasing our solar smart schools as compared to building the mainstream brick and mortar classrooms. So we have a lot of interest on national level, and even from neighboring countries that have requested if we can begin replicating that.
Yeah. When we talk about this classroom, the smart classrooms, somebody will be probably want to know about the durability of these classes. Probably for how long can they stay?
How durable are our classrooms? I would say as long as steel lasts, so will the classroom. Our classrooms are fireproof, floodproof, entirely mobile, so if you're feeling they're in an area that's difficult to access, you can move them around. And that's why I said they're very hardcore classrooms and work in areas with no power or cell phone connection.
Okay. That's nice. So far, have you received any feedback about the website and the smart classrooms?
Well, we've tested it out with some schools in Kajiado, and safe to say, those students and teachers were very ecstatic about the project. Beyond that, we've been tracking the analytics for the website, and within our first week, we're close to hitting 10,000 users already. We predict by the end of the year we'll have 3 million users on the website, because this is something that can apply to everyone.
There also a question might arise in terms of if students are going to use this website, and then the national exams, probably they might give almost similar answers. Don't you think that it will also bring a lot of issues? Probably they see it as cheating in exams.
So in an exam hall, you can't use the software. The same way you can't use a textbook in an exam hall, you can't use our software. But I want you to think about it. Someone who's studied the ordinary way with textbooks, and someone who's studied through our system, who's more likely to do well in the final exams under no cheating? Probably our students.
Then another thing that you forgot to talk about is where did you get now the resources like to feed into your system? Those books approved by KICD, or it was just random books?
Okay. So how we created the books was we looked at the KICD course outlines on what you're supposed to be taught during the academic year. And then we generated the content as a team. We have close to 100 writers who did work on the project. And we followed the KICD outline. We did not see the need to get KICD approval in the beginning stage, because that would delay offering the solution to Kenyans. But we do seek to get that approval over time. But at the end of the day, the material is exactly the same as any other textbook you'd find in Kenya.
Okay. Probably something we haven't talked about, or your parting shot.
My parting shot.
Yeah.
I am very proud of my team and excited to roll out a project that has made education in Kenya entirely free. Beyond that, we've created over 15 AIs. In the AI lobby, aside from just learning, you can get advice from the AI lawyer, you can get medical advice from the AI doctor, AI mechanic. We also have an AI counselor. I'm very excited to see how a small project that also started in a garage is going to change the lives of millions of Kenyans.
Yeah.
So let's see what the inside of a classic classroom looks like. So this is a classroom for 20 students, and it has some amazing features that makes learning so enjoyable. As you can see, I've just stepped out of the hot sun, but the inside has a very good cooling system. It's insulated on the rooftop, and it also has a minimum of 2 fans. So it's very nice and breezy and cool inside. Aside from that, we have LED lighting inside the containers, so you can learn at any time with our systems. Further, at the front of the classroom, you can see we have a smart TV that teachers can use for multimedia classes. So even if you're teaching a topic such as soil erosion or how to mix chemicals in a certain area, this is something that you can use to conduct your classes. Beyond that, we've got electric cabling along all the sides of the container classroom, so you can facilitate any devices, whether mobile devices, tablets, or laptops, to be charged during a class session. We've got the teacher's platform on the left side, where the teacher can host these things and be able to conduct the classroom. Beyond that, we also have tile flooring, so we can deliver quality spaces, cushioned benches. We have floating desks, which is a very Swedish design we've brought here to Kenya. And it comes with a massive whiteboard at the front of the classroom for the teachers to conduct his classes. As you can see, this is a very clean space, very cool space. And can you imagine how enjoyable and productive the learning experience would be here in our classrooms?
Then also about the windows. You forgot to talk about the windows.
The windows? It's got windows.
This one. The slides.
It's got sliding windows.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
Sorry. Let's talk about it.
So as I was speaking earlier, we've got the cooling system in space with locking aluminium windows. Very cool. Slides to open. Can you imagine having windows like this? But at the same time, we've got the metal steel grills attached in the classroom. So we've got safety and comfort for our children. These are the classic smart classrooms.